Maple Ridge was the kind of American town where nothing much ever changed. Tucked away in rural Ohio, it was a place of early mornings, pancake gossip, and the faint chime of wind on porch swings. At its heart stood Maggie's Grill, a little diner that hadn't changed its menu in 20 years, and didn't need to. People came for the food but stayed for the feeling, and part of that feeling came from a soft-spoken waitress named Laya Monroe. At just 22, Laya worked long hours behind the counter, balancing trays of hot coffee, wiping booths with quiet grace. She was kind, always smiling, always listening. But what most didn't know was what happened after she went home, to a small two-bedroom house she shared with her mother. In the corner of the living room sat an old, dust-covered Yamaha grand piano, like a sleeping ghost. Her father, once a music teacher, had taught her to play from the age of 6. Music was their bond, their escape. But when he died suddenly in a car accident 4 years ago, the music stopped. Laya stopped playing. The house fell quiet. The piano gathered dust. Life moved on. Then came the Maple Ridge Annual Arts Fundraiser, held in the high school gym to support after-school music programs. Laya volunteered to help serve food. She wore her waitress apron over a plain blue dress, hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. She blended in, just like always. Midway through the event, there was a hiccup. The scheduled headliner, a popular music teacher, had canceled last minute due to illness. The room stirred. "We need someone to perform." "Just one song," the announcer called into the mic. "Anyone?" People glanced around awkwardly. That's when Mrs. Gibbons, a retired school librarian and a diner regular, raised her voice. "Laya plays. I heard her once. At her dad's memorial. She's incredible." Laya, in the middle of pouring lemonade, froze. Heads turned. "You?" asked Mr. Hanley, the event organizer, eyebrows raised. Laya flushed crimson but gave a shy nod. Before she could reconsider, someone gently guided her toward the stage. The spotlight was sudden, bright, terrifying. The piano, old and slightly out of tune. But as she sat down, placing trembling fingers on the keys, something shifted. She took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and played. It began as a trickle of notes, soft, hesitant. Then it bloomed into a river of emotion. The gym fell silent. It wasn't just technical skill. It was raw emotion, grief, beauty, hope, pouring through her fingertips. Laya lost herself in the song, the same lullaby her father once taught her, now filled with her own twists, as if he were right beside her. By the time the piece ended, many in the audience were in tears. A single clap rang out, then another, and then the whole gym rose to its feet, applauding like they'd witnessed something sacred. Laya stood slowly, unsure if she should smile or cry. She just bowed her head. No one knew what would happen next. But something told her this wasn't the end. That moment, that music, it had just changed everything. She barely slept that night. The applause, the standing ovation. It echoed in her mind. She'd simply followed her heart. And for the first time in years, it felt like her father was with her again. That stage, that 6-minute performance, had awakened something she thought was gone, for good. The next morning, everything changed. A teen from the front row had uploaded a video of her performance to TikTok with the caption, "Waitress from nowhere just made our whole town cry." Within 12 hours, it had over 800,000 views. By week's end, it passed 5.3 million. Suddenly, Maggie's Grill was the busiest place in Maple Ridge. Customers lined up asking, "Is Laya working today?" Reporters stopped in. News vans parked outside. Her manager, proud and stunned, handed her a fresh apron and said, You might want to keep signing autographs between tables. Laya didn't know how to feel. Grateful. Overwhelmed. Then the emails came. One from Juilliard. Another from Berklee College of Music. Both had seen the video. Both were offering her full scholarships to attend their summer programs. But the message that truly stunned her came from Eli Navarro, a rising music producer from Los Angeles, known for working with Billie Eilish and Phineas. His message was short. Watched your video 3 times. I'd love to fly you out to LA for a private audition. You have something rare. Let's talk. Hands trembling, Laya showed the message to her mother. Her mother teared up and whispered, "Your dad would be so proud." Days later, the town gathered again. Not in the gym, but outside Maggie's grill. Laya played one final song on a donated baby grand piano as a thank you to the community that had quietly loved her all along. "I'm still just Laya," she told the crowd before playing. "Just a girl who waited tables and missed her dad. But music brought me back to life." This time her fingers danced across the keys without a tremble. That performance went viral too. But by then, Laya had already boarded a flight to Los Angeles. Worn-out sneakers traded for clean flats, her diner apron left behind. Months later, her debut album Silent Keys hit streaming platforms, a blend of classical and modern melodies inspired by her father, her hometown, and that one bold moment on stage. She was no longer just a waitress. She was living proof of what happens when quiet dreams find their voice, and how a single act of courage can become the start of a beautiful symphony.